Tonight, a troubling question is emerging from Yemen. How did American-funded humanitarian equipment end up in the hands of Iran-backed Houthi movement fighters? And did the rapid dismantling of USAID create the vacuum that made it possible? I'm Michael Patterson, and this is Free Press TV. According to former U.S. officials, over $122,000 in U.S.-funded equipment was seized in Yemen during 2025. The materials included vehicles, warehouse supplies, humanitarian equipment, and aid inventory intended for civilians. Officials say the seizure happened after Washington rapidly suspended foreign aid programs. Under normal conditions, when an aid program ends, agencies create a disposition plan. This determines where equipment goes, transferred to other groups, relocated to safer regions, or disposed of to prevent theft. Normally, that process can take months. But in Yemen, former officials say it never happened. When contracts ended, staff were furloughed, contractors laid off, humanitarian partners had no one left to contact. Emails went unanswered. Organizations were left with assets, but no instructions, authority, or support. This problem became far more serious in northern Yemen, where large areas remain under Houthi control. For years, Yemen's civil wars produced one of the world's worst humanitarian crises. Millions depend on outside aid for food, medicine, hygiene kits, fuel, and basic infrastructure support. Former officials believed there was enough time to coordinate with the United Nations or move assets south. That never happened. Officials say warnings were raised early. Humanitarian partners reportedly warned that abrupt cuts could leave supplies exposed. One former official said concerns were repeatedly voiced. What happens if the Houthis confiscate the assets? But it remains unclear how far those warnings reached inside senior leadership at USAID or the State Department. The Inspector General later concluded that after a USAID-funded organization shut down operations, Houthi representatives required the organization to inventory and transfer US-funded assets to them. According to the report, the organization complied because of concerns for the safety of local and international staff. Former officials say that fear was real. Aid workers in Yemen have faced detention, intimidation, kidnapping, and violence. In that environment, once the protective structure collapsed, many organizations simply had no safe alternative. This matters beyond the dollar amount, because this is not only about lost equipment, it touches a larger strategic question. What happens when a major power withdraws logistical control faster than humanitarian systems can adapt? In conflict zones, abandoned infrastructure does not stay abandoned for long. Someone always fills the vacuum. And in northern Yemen, officials say that vacuum was filled by the Tonight, the story coming out of Yemen is not simply about aid. It is about what happens when policy moves faster than operational reality. And it is a reminder that in modern conflict, logistics, timing, and execution can matter just as much as military power. I'm Michael Patterson, and this is Free Press TV. Stay informed, stay aware. And remember, truth has no agenda.